Not to be dramatic, but it is fall. And I don't know if you can tell, but I am quite happy about it. I do look like a ghost, I'm aware. It is appropriate for the season though, innit? Name's Tommy, welcome to That System Era. Fall edition. Tentacles. We've all seen enough Japanese adult entertainment to know. Other than that, candleholders. Candleholders. I think we're all glad that's where that went. I do think I can make my own. Also, I wished for these LED candles for my birthday a couple years ago because they were expensive, but they are really pretty. Justified, all good. I am definitely not using them enough. Usually I buy black real ones because I have a problem, okay? I only really have one candle holder that fits those. Gets kind of boring. Just another obsession of mine. Pirate aesthetic thing. Listen, whatever gets you through your summer anxiety. Glad it's not a bottle of rum. That would be bad. I'm gonna make tentacle candle holders out of paper mache because, as we've established, LED candles, so no problem there. Also, I want them to be pretty big, so like, yeah, like a little bit taller than the candle is in itself, maybe. Some real statement pieces. The plan that I have come up with thus far, cut out a circular base out of some cardboard, tape, glue, whatever, some wire to it. Maybe like 3, leave the bottom hollow because I'm gonna fill it with sand. Join them up here and then leave a bit so I can bend and curl the tentacle around the candle how I want it. I'm gonna make 2 and I'm gonna, I think, make them curl in opposite directions. Just gonna get started. Very basic shape now. Do a layer of paper mache on the inside just to close any gaps and make sure sand is not coming out. I might get started on the second one during the drawing time. Crucially, I need to still remember how I did things. Thicken up some bits. Draw a line along the thing. Where the like suction cup bit things are gonna go. Got a bit more flat and really round out the rest. I've just been messing around with the shape a bunch, just adding a bunch of newspaper over and over and over again. Now they're all covered in painter's tape. Wasn't actually planning on doing that step, but it just kind of happened. And before all of this peels off again, I should cover it in paper mache. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Probably gonna end up thickening like the top bit some more. Found the sand paper mache layer. That's what we're doing. 2 coats of paper mache done. I'm so tired because this one just won't stand up on its own yet. Now that they've got some stability, I'm gonna make a hole in the bottom and then put sand into it. Camera's on the sand at the moment. I think they're hollow up to like maybe here at this point. Ooh. Close that back up and do a 3rd layer. Wrap the candle in cling film, stick that in here and then work around it. Bibbidi bobbidi boo, I guess. Working on making sure sure the candle fits and sticks. The proportions aren't right yet. I have covered the base of this one, but have not covered the base of this. Even out the playing field between the two. New base out of thick cardboard to make sure that the base they're standing on is 100% even. I'm gonna cut it a little bigger and then put some more sludge in there to make sure that the edges aren't surrounded, but rather on the straight side. After that, I think I'm gonna cover the back in toilet paper, just so it's a more evenly textured thing. Dry brush this with some metallic effect paint and stuff in the end, and I think that's just gonna catch on to the edges of the newspaper. Toilet paper sludge in that I could. That sounds so gross. I'm gonna let that dry. Some parts are a bit bumpy, not gonna lie. And I don't know if I actually wanna, I don't know, even that out. Because I don't feel like it's gonna make a difference in the end, really. Once we got the suction cup thing done, we can spray paint. It's been a long way to the spray paint. Progress is progress, no matter how small. That's what they say, isn't it? So I caved, and now I am reworking the shape in a bunch of places. Little bits here and there. My perfectionistic, my inner perfectionist would have noticed for the rest of my life. So I think it's good we're doing that, even if it means extra work. Because the shitty thing is, that's just like a bunch of, like, I did that yesterday and it's still a little bit moist. Not to trigger anyone, but once it's dried fully, that shit is finally rock hard. Newspaper is still a bit squishy. I think I am gonna cover the whole thing in toilet paper. I'm gonna have to let that dry very well. But we're getting there, we're getting there. Just put on whatever I want to watch. Still on my Taskmaster bullshit. That is the first time I've said that in an American accent. I usually say Taskmaster, just because Taskmaster? How do I usually say it? Swear to God, no one has the English language under control, so I don't know why I should be the one, you know, coming in from the outside and just subtly figuring it all out. In German, you'd say something like, my accent is just a little flag in the wind, you know, and whichever way the wind blows at the minute. Gonna go start season 11 again. Finally work out freaking top bits. Not to be over dramatic, but good news, 2.5 more layers. Now they're sturdy. More good news, started on the suction cup things. Not to brag, but that is one good looking tentacle if you ask me. I feel like that sentence shouldn't be on the internet. Been going pretty well. Bunch up like a strip of toilet paper, lightly tack it together with some glue, put it on here, and then put like one very thin layer of toilet paper over it. This much left to cover. I gotta sand this bit down a bit. Good thing about that stuff taking so long though, I have been catching up on Stranger Things. It turns out I now have the last episode left, which is 2.5 hours long. Care to explain? You just know 2.5 hours won't be long enough for for all these suction cups that I have left to do. I hope I can finish a significant amount. I'll be honest, I do not know where I left this video off because I got interrupted by Halloween. But now I'm back with a fresh batch of glue. And what I do know is that I could do this all day. So satisfying. Is that what a cat tree does? Cause like if so, I get it. This is the very boring part of the video where you're just waiting for me to be fucking done with it. Trust me, so am I. So far, this has taken the entire first season of the IT crowd. I might make that like a permanent measurement system on here. How much media can I consume while doing projects? Other than that, I really do not have any updates. Honestly, I'm just kind of stalling. We've got some tentacles and it's finally finished with the suction cups. This girl. It's a long way to the top if you want a tentacle, but made it, in fact. And somehow, miraculously, candle seems to be standing upright in this one now. I don't know when that happened. Happy nonetheless. Fixed this one as well. There's just a little crack now from when I did, you know, fix it. Patch that up and then we can finally spray paint them tonight, I'm hoping. By the way, in case you were wondering, the entire season of Stranger Things 4, which is just 8 normal movies and then one really long one, couple episodes of Taskmaster, potentially a QI one, and then just the entire series of the IT crowd. One could argue that maybe I would have been faster had I not even just subconsciously been a bit distracted by a screen every once in a while, but one will also argue that I would have lost interest a long time ago if I hadn't. Would have never finished this project, so happy 2023. No, I don't want to talk about it. Finally, doing the final paint job today. Give them like a little bit of an aged look, some metal looking details. Metallic paint, we're gonna be mixing all of those, copper, gold, and silver. Keep the color more ambiguous, if you will, so that they go with anything and everything. Mostly gonna concentrate on the suction cups to make them stand out. Maybe I'm gonna go along the side. Maybe I'm gonna go in with a brush. Also might sponge it on a little bit. Life hack, by the way, if you don't have one of those sponge brushes, usually I find they're just not the right shape and size for whatever project I'm doing. Packaging, especially jewelry or little breakable things of all kind, come with this like foam spongy stuff. Cut it to whatever shape and size you need.
Release the Kraken! The Kraken! Kraken!
So am I happy with the outcome? You bet your ass. They look really cool now. Final paint job. Dab the color on with the sponge like I set out to do. Suction cups, line around them, following them, dragging it. Didn't hate it, but the suction cups didn't pop as much as I wanted them to. Made it look like really old and worn. I was imagining like a smidge, just a tad bit more elegance, if you will, than just, you know, found this in the dirt on the bottom of the sea. Perfectly fine aesthetic, but maybe for another project. Came to the conclusion that it was the line that I hated. Life hack, if you need to touch up anything with your spray paint, spray some in the cap and then use a brush to apply. Downside is maybe don't use a brush you're too attached to. Hard to clean. I did most of it with a brush this time so that the inside and the surrounding areas mostly stay black, and now I'm really happy with it, so it was worth it. Also had trouble bits of like the paper mache that just don't completely lie flat kinda was a problem every time you put it in and took it back out. Sometimes it would take some of the paint off with it. Coated the inside with some clear varnish. I'm just now realizing this guy is really heavy and now these go really well together. Just gonna set that one down. Has anyone ever done a dark cursed sailor Halloween theme or something? If so, send inspiration pics because I might be needing them. Other than that, see you next time. Rock on me hearties, yo ho!